this between the divorce rates and women acting like Jada and Aisha. Are y'all shocked why a lot of men ain't signing up for marriage no?
Hey, everybody. It's time to swing with Still Swinging. And I'm your host, Thomas. In the Day family, we got my boy Ask a Brother. Ask a Brother got a podcast on YouTube. Check it out, fellas. Fair use. Fair use. In this episode, Ask a Brother has Tommy Sotomayor on as a guest. And he asked Tommy Sotomayor, what was black women's problem with Tommy Sotomayor? I thought they had a very interesting dialogue. And fellas, I thought I should bring it to you and give my assessment on it. So without further ado, fellas, let's take a walk with Ask a Brother and Tommy Sotomayor, and I give my assessment along the way.
Real stuff. Starting point. Why do so many women hate you? And why do so many black women specifically believe you hate them?
The women hate me because I try to hold them accountable, because I look at it this way. If you say you're a queen and you say you're a goddess, if I said I was a coach, when the team lost, guess who they question? Me. If you say you're a queen and a goddess, why would you think I'm supposed to question anybody other than you? Black women want to take on the mantle of being the greatest thing on earth. So then I should be able to point out things that don't seem to be going very well, and you shouldn't get mad. As a matter of fact, one of the tenets in the Bible tells you that love comes with correction.
And a step further, fellas, listen, you can't quote the Bible to a sister. She can only quote the Bible to you. Okay? No, because she only believe in the scriptures she like, and the ones she don't like, she don't believe it. So you're not about to quote the Bible to a sister because she don't believe in the parts of the Bible she don't like. The parts of the Bible that she doesn't like, she ignores them. And if you have any intentions at all of holding them accountable for anything at all, you can trust and believe you hate black women. That's all to it. Sitting where I'm sitting, fellas, and y'all know my position. I know exactly what he go through. I go through it myself. What Tommy Sotomayor goes through, I get it. Trust me, I go through it all the time. Fellas, y'all read the comments. Y'all read the comments. No, you can't accept accountability on any level, on any kind of level. All right? It's always a deflection, a gaslight tactic. You hate them. You hate yourself. Your mama black.
So they say that somebody who corrects them hates them, when the truth is someone who corrects them loves them.
Yeah.
Because I have children, I have daughters. And do you think I would sit up there and tell my daughters because the neighbors make straight D's and F's, it's okay for them to make straight D's and F's? No. Or would I have a problem with them coming home with D's and F's and C's and tell them they can do better? Now, they could think that I hate them, but I'm holding them to a standard. Black women use the term that you hate them because hate is a word to disarm everyone and make everyone turn away from a rational, logical, and legitimate. You say, hey, this is a problem. This is a legitimate concern. This is a legitimate problem. This is a legitimate issue. You can't tell me I hate myself because I got a problem with what you do.
The hell they can't. They do it all the time. Okay, they're going to tell you you hate yourself. Listen, these ladies think we should just ignore this. All right, we should just act like they all just a one-off. And they think we should go talk about the ladies we never see. Why don't y'all talk about the ladies who do? We never see those ladies. You want us to skip over all these ladies that we see and just start talking about a bunch of ladies you sitting here talking about, who you are clearly not one of. When I'm speaking like it's a lady talking. When a lady is talking, fellas, she is always speaking like it's everyone else. All right, when we clearly would be listening to the lady and know the lady who is speaking is one of the ladies she claiming she not one of. Okay, so how do you have an honest conversation? You can't. And when Tommy Sotomayor starts his back and forth with a woman, listen, the conversation gonna get pointless. So when the conversation get pointless and she get unruly, I know the cloth Tommy Sotomayor is cut from. He's gonna get unruly also. Okay, and in fact, the ladies get unruly so much he may even start the exchange. All right, because he know where it's going to go, because it's no being nice about it. It's none. You're going to have to be firm and stand on it. It's no way to be nice and tell her she's wrong. It is no way to be nice, fellas, and tell her she is wrong. She not trying to hear it. And if you be nice to her, she going to try to run straight over you. And when you ain't about to let her run straight over you, she going to be a victim. You hate yourself. You hate women. All right? No. We don't agree with your behavior. It's a difference. There is a difference.
That doesn't make sense. Imagine if I told women, you hate black men because you call the men who don't pay for their kids child support deadbeat dads. And that is the actual name you call a dude that's missed child support.
Yeah.
He missed the payment. He's a deadbeat.
Right. But if you tell her about herself, somehow you're the problem. Okay, if you tell her about herself and about some of the things she has going on, you're the problem. All right, that's how that goes. See, when women telling you about yourself, they just speaking their truth. But the minute you tell them about themselves, you're the problem. Okay, you're the problem. That ain't all women. That's the women you know. All right, listen, the women we know are you. Which means the problem is you. And it's not going to change because you don't like it. No, we are not going to stop talking about it because you don't want to hear it. All right, you want to act like it's just a one-off. Fellas, when I first started the channel, right, I had a lot of women come to the channel. And I would notice whenever the program was about something a woman did, that wasn't right, and I'm standing here trying to hold her accountable. Listen, either it's going to be no engagement or the engagement is going to be negative. They don't think you should be covering this. They don't think you should talk about this. Why? Because they think you should skip over this and act like this is a one-off. All right, no, we won't. See, our dad's generation did that. Just agreed with them, and you see what they turned into. Okay, no. We will not do this. All right, they turned into some women who are unmanageable, unruly, straight up rebels. Our father's generation did that by agreeing with them. Yes, our father's generation did this to these women by agreeing with them. That's how they got like this, out of hand like this. Nobody ever checked them. All right, listen, the buck stops here.
Imagine if I told a woman when she said, I want to date a man 6 feet, make 6 figures. And I told her, your daddy wasn't 6 feet and he didn't make 6 figures, so you should date me. They think we were nuts if we said that. If we said they hate themselves because they wouldn't date us. They use these things as shaming tactics. So when you ask, why is it they think I hate them? Is because they're not used to being held accountable. Because I remember them days in college.
Listen, My daddy's generation, and I'm not speaking about my dad. My dad was a hard charger. All right, straight up. All right, listen, he bred the man you see here today. All right, listen, my daddy always told me, don't you ever be scared to tell her no, boy. Don't you ever do nothing for her that you know you wouldn't do for yourself. All right, because when it's time for her to tell you no, you better know she ain't gonna have a problem with it. All right, you tell her no. All right, the minute she understand that you can't tell her no, you're gonna get ran over. And I said that to say this, fellas. Most women don't encounter much resistance when they talking, and especially not from men. All right, because most of the time they talking to a man who trying to sleep with them, or a man who just don't want to argue with them. So he agreed with them. All right, and that breeds a certain mindset. I'm right. I'm right. I can't be wrong no matter what. No matter how crazy I sound, I can't be wrong. All right, and the ghetto is always listening. All right, so no matter how ratchet her behavior is, she can always garner support. It didn't used to be like that, fellas. At one time, shame was a thing. All right, and she wouldn't have to worry about the shame from the men. The women, it would be the shame from the women. All right, today you don't have that because in my father's generation, the men had no backbone. All right, that was the happy life, happy wife generation. All right, my generation was the damn that generation. My generation was the generation that women raised. You know, the strong, independent, didn't need no man. All right, that was my mama. We was the generation that was raised without men. And most of the time, the men who were around subscribed to the happy life, happy wife. I'm sorry, fellas. Happy wife, happy life. We don't subscribe to that. We don't subscribe to that. So, fellas, that's where this philosophy they have comes from. Whatever they done, you just need to agree with it. You just need to accept it. All right? If they wrong, you just need to act like they not, and we won't.
To sleep with a black woman, all you did was just agree with everything she said. And these are the same people who say they hate men lying to them.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't like men telling you the truth, because as soon as a man tells you the truth, you say he hate his mom and he hates you and he got a little penis.
Hold on, because I just realized we are caught in that. We're caught in the catch-22 when they hate when we lie to them, and they demonize us for lying, especially when it comes to cheating. And then when we tell them the truth and it's what they don't want to hear, they hate us for that. Oh my God.
It's a trick bag, as the old school brothers used to call it. We call it a trick bag. When somebody wants to hold all control over you, they make it to where nothing you do is right. You're always in the wrong. I remember having sex with a woman. The woman told me she loved me. She wanted to be my girl. We'd had sex for like a week straight. Then she flew back home. When she flew back home, she was like, I don't think I want to be in a relationship. And I remember thinking, if I complain, cry, or say, but I want to be with you, you know what I'll be called? Soft, simp, punk.
Yeah.
If the same thing had happened, and I then told her when she got back home, everything I told you while we was here screwing, I didn't mean it. She'd have went on the internet and told everybody I was a dog.
How did they come up with this ideology, fellas? All right, they subscribe to it. You just need to accept it. All right, they shouldn't have to accept anything from you. All right, you need to accept whatever they do, and act like that's not what happened. And we won't do that. We won't do that. We are gonna call you ladies out. Okay, fellas. I'm telling you, that's why whenever you confront a woman with her behavior, she can't talk about her behavior. She got to talk about something you done. Okay, as if talking about something you done means she didn't do what she did. Okay, she don't want to talk about her behavior. Okay, so a deflection is to talk about you. Okay, whenever you're gonna confront her about something she done, she wants to talk about you. That make the conversation impossible. Okay, because you locked in with a woman and she can't see nothing she done. She won't accept any accountability, and that's how you get a rebel in your house. Okay, because she looking for a partner. She not looking for a man. Okay, somebody to agree with her, like her girlfriend. All right, and never tell her she wrong. All right, and what you breed here when you do that, you breed an individual who believes she is ruling, and you can't question whoever's ruling. All right, so instead of you being the leader in the forefront of the house, you have a woman non-stop challenging you for that position because you agreed to be a partner. It's no clear defined leader here. Okay, which means as a partner, you are of no authority around here. And when you are of no authority around here, you have no right to tell her anything about her behavior. None. She only has the right to tell you about yours. Because trust me, in this partnership, is always somebody who think they're the leader. If she got you to agree to be her partner and got you to agree to compromise, then you should agree that she right. Always. If my woman cheat on me, I can't go screaming about it. And women cheat just as much as men. Okay, just as much as men. Fellas, you all know a bunch of women who cheat on their men. All right, like women know a bunch of men who cheat on their women. All right, we just don't gather up and keep screaming about it. And women will.
Mm-hmm. And that's if you didn't get a false allegation because of bitterness or resentment. Oh man, and I didn't realize. And of course, I always recognize the whole saying something they don't want to hear. They get pissed off with that, but it's true. If they're getting upset when you're telling them the truth, and they obviously are upset with you when you lie, you functionally are never in a position of authority where you could actually challenge them about anything. Oh my.
Exactly, fellas. Her partner. She gonna run straight over her partner every time.
Of authority where you could actually challenge them about anything. Oh my God, man, we've been getting duped for years.
Yes. And the only reason it works is because the Black community is a matriarchy instead of a patriarchy. Our mothers can neglect the hell out of us. We can never criticize our mamas. Notice that when people say, how can you say this about Black women? Your mama Black. But they never ask you what type of mother you had.
Ever. Wow.
If your mother was a horrible person, and then they make a joke, they say,
listen, Tommy Sotomayor, I know he get it, but he not standing on it right now. All right, because there's no such thing as a bad Black mother, only a bad Black father. You don't know that? Fellas, you don't know that? It's no such thing as a bad Black mama. I don't care what she done. The man was to blame. Listen to the ladies. I don't care what that lady done. They'll go find a man and blame that man. Listen, they not accepting any accountability. None. I don't care what kind of mom she was. It wasn't her fault. Okay? They're going to find a man to blame for it. Trust me. They always do, no matter what she done. Fellas, they really believed for the longest that they were above any accountability. You ain't above mine. Because a woman is never above any man's accountability. Not when she dealing with a man.
We could tell you must have had somebody doing you dirty. Well, wait a minute. You're making fun of the fact that the majority of human beings, if they've been done dirty, would question or not like that which had done them dirty. Like we wouldn't get.
That's because that's okay if the woman done you dirty. Okay, it's just not okay if you done her dirty. All right. Listen, anything she done to you, you should understand it was your fault. All right. Anything she done to you. All right. Anything you done is no excuse for it. No, none at all. You get this mindset from people who don't get held accountable. Okay. You get this mindset for people who believe they're above any accountability. All right.
Yeah. Looking crazy right now.
Yeah.
Looking crazy right now.
Look at how Will Smith's wife had him look.
Come on, bro. Why we listen? There's very few instances where someone has shown me every single sign imaginable that they have a title that they don't want and don't deserve. Hey. I've never seen it. This is the only country. I know it's not technically true, but this is the only country in my mind where you'll get women who get married and do everything they can to not be. I've never seen this before. Where
absolutely, woman, we all know what, fellas. A woman like did everything she could to get left. Then when you leave it, she can't understand it. You done something to her.
You have women from all over the country who would swap places with them in a heartbeat, and you got these women between her and Aisha, and I'm like, y'all have everything. Y'all got everything. And between the men that are getting divorced and then the men that are winning and their reward is you as women, oh my God. I'm like, how about this? Between the divorce rates and women acting like Jada and Aisha, are y'all shocked why a lot of men ain't signing up for marriage no more?
That's what happens when she is not expected to provide any value. When she is not expected to provide any value and she just show up and you are expected to make all of the investment, you have all the risk, and you have someone who just entitled. Okay, listen, fellas, if you expected to do everything and you charged with making her happy and she just charged with doing whatever she feel like, you can't win. You can't win. You agreed to be a partner, and all she did was showed up. All right, you put in maximum effort, made all the investments, and all she did was showed up. Okay, and she just gonna keep expecting until you can't give her what she expected. Okay, now these women who have everything, and you would say, damn, must be nice to be them. No. You can find something to complain about when you can expect everything and don't have to offer anything. When all you have to do is expect everything and don't have to offer anything, then you can just keep expecting until you finally expect something that can't happen. Okay, she's going to eventually expect you to do something that you can't do. And when you can't do it, she thinks she should be able to skip over all of the things that you done. You hear the ladies talk about it. Well, he might have did this and he might have did that, but that don't mean he need to be her everything. Well, she don't need to provide him with anything. He just need to be understanding for her. And that's how you get this behavior. All right. When she can have all expectations of you and you can have no expectations of her. Okay. My father's generation breeded the kind of men who will go for this. All right, those kind of men went for this. Okay, men who women convinced they had little value. Okay, and accepted that. Okay, my generation was the generation that said, no. We like our grandfather's generation better. All right, they had a better hold on it. That was the shining light. We was the generation that still remembered our grandfather's generation who didn't go for this. My mama's generation was the generation of women who went to school.
This is what we had. Like, if this is what a lot of men, I'm married, and I'm trying to explain to people, like, if y'all don't realize the examples, because we see it often. Y'all got divorce parties on one end. All the men are always at fault. Men are always at fault on the other end, on that end, right? And I literally said it last night to Mika. I said, I actually think some of the worst people in society are the people in relationships that didn't cheat. It's because if they didn't cheat and the other person did, who's the one that has the loudest mouths talking about how he's a dog and how they're this and how they're that? And the reason.
What did I just say, fellas? What did I just say? I just said that. Okay? We can't whine about it because you're not going to listen to that from me. I'm not going to listen to that from you. All right? I'm going to tell them, grow some nuts. All right? Women not going to tell each other that. They're going to stand in unison and pat each other up and have a victim party. And they have divorce celebrations and all of these things that congratulate each other for family. Yeah, they have divorce parties. That's a failure. Your marriage, why? Because she brought nothing. All right, she just expected to show up, and that's what she did. She just showed up. You made all the investment. She don't have no risk. You on the hook for everything. We can't believe in this. All right, for a woman who's gonna get impossible, like Aisha and Jada. Okay, because if all she got to do is expect and never have to present, guess what? She gonna eventually expect something you can't offer her. You can't deliver, and that's all she got to do. Once she keep expecting and don't have to have any expectations of herself, yeah, because I don't care if you Steph Curry, it's gonna eventually be something she can expect that you can't give her. You can give her everything, but you can't be here all the time to keep one. She don't care that you got to go and conquer the world. You should come and help her with the kids. Conquering the world shouldn't mean nothing if she wants you to come help her with the kids, because there's no expectations of her. Even though she don't need you to help her with the kids, she ain't even around the kids much, but it's something for her to say. All right, y'all got nannies and all kinds of activity. Listen, she not around the kids much. She not your regular mom. Neither one of them were. All right. The problem is they had all expectations of him and no expectations of themselves. Nothing was expected of them. They just showed up. And when she realized you won't tell her no matter how ridiculous she is, she gonna run straight over your ass.
And that has the loudest mouths talking about how he's a dog and how they're this and how they're that. And the reason why the relationship ended was only because of the cheating. Not because you stopped having sex with him for 6 months to a year. Not the fact that you weren't affectionate anymore. Not the fact that you let yourself go and gain 40 pounds. None of these other things. Not that you were
No. The expectation is that you be understanding for all of that. You just accept it. All right. She shouldn't have to be understanding of anything of you. All right. She should get to keep just expecting things from you. And you shouldn't have no expectations of her. That's how that attitude get bred.
Act like Jada and Aisha and defend that type of behavior. None of those things contributed to the